All right, you guys, welcome to class. My name is Teacher Chad. This hour we're going to be working on our reading and pronunciation as we read through a couple short stories. The first one we're going to look at is right here. The link is in the Verbling chat box, and let me put it in the Google chat box as well. All right, very nice. Very good. Okay, let's see who we have in class so far. Hi there, Sam. How are you?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello? Yes, hi. How are you?
Hi. I'm doing well. Great to have you here.
Thank
Okay, how about Hogan?
you.
Hi, Hogan. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you? It's been a long time since I saw
I
you.
know. Yeah, great to see you as well.
Yeah, your class is always early, so it's very difficult to join. It's 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I try and get some later ones, but I'm typically booked with other private sessions. But today I had an opening.
Okay.
Anyway. Good to see you, Anatoly. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Hi there, Amparo. Welcome to class.
Hi, teacher. Congratulations for your more than 6,000 classes. I read the article. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been good. I'm almost on reviews. I'm almost up to 2,000 reviews. So breaking records.
Yeah. Congrats.
Thank you. Good. Let's go to Ken. Hi, Ken. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
We have, let's see, Wellington. Hi there, Wellington. Welcome to class.
Hi, Chad. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Wellington, where are you from?
I'm from Brazil.
From
My
Brazil.
pictures. I attended classes with you, but I changed my picture.
Yes. Yeah, you changed your picture, and and I didn't recognize it. Okay. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
Hi there, V. Welcome. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Good to have you here.
Me too.
We also have Marcus. Hi, Marcus. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks for asking, Charlie. What about you?
I'm doing great. Now, Marcus, your picture is in Paris. Are you in Paris now, or is this just from a vacation?
No, teacher, it's vacation in
Okay.
March last year, a year ago.
Okay. All right. Good. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thanks for asking.
Good. All right. And we also have Armin. Hi, Armin. How are you?
Hello, Chad. How are you? I'm fine, thanks.
Good. Armin, where are you from?
I'm from Chile.
From Chile. Okay. Very good. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's see here. Okay, here's our story. All right, we're going to start off, let's see, over on the right-hand side with Wellington.
Okay.
And Wellington, let's have you read from Ken pulled and read down to here where it says directly across from him, please.
Okay. And Kevin pulled the flannel blanket tighter around his body as the cool lake breeze drifted off the soft waves toward the shore. The burning warmth coming from the bonfire was becoming weaker, and Kevin finally felt the cold of the night. He gazed at the faces that hundreded around the clawing embers. His grandfather off to his height, his father directly across from him.
Okay, very good. Let's take a look here at this word. We're going to work on a good R sound here instead of height. The word is right. Give me a good R, right.
Right.
Good. Off to his right.
Off to his right.
Okay, good. Let's go to this one here. The word is pronounced huddled.
huddled.
Okay, good. And we're going to work on this one here at the same time. Instead of thatchi, okay, give me a
That,
T. It's that.
that.
Okay. The faces that huddled around. Try that.
The faces that huddle around.
Okay, give me this ed ending. Huddled. The faces that huddled around.
Okay. And the faces that huddled around.
Okay, good. Next, we have an ed ending. Instead of gazed, the word is gazed.
Gazed.
Almost, you're saying gazed. You're pronouncing this E. Okay, so listen carefully. I'm going to say gazed. Gazed.
Gazed.
There you go. That's the sound. Good. Next up, we have the word bonfire. Instead of bonfire, this is an ah sound. Bonfire.
Bonfire.
Good. The bonfire was becoming weaker.
The bonfire was becoming weaker.
Okay, one more time. Instead of ah. Open your mouth. Ah, ba, bon.
Bonfire was becoming weaker.
Okay, good. Next is ed ending. Drifted. Drifted.
Drifted.
Okay, good. The cool lake breeze drifted off.
The cool lake breeze drifted off.
Okay, so these E's at the end, we do not pronounce them. So instead of leke, breezy, it's lake breeze. The cool lake breeze drifted off.
And the cool lake breeze drifted off.
Okay, good. All right, and let's try this here. So this is the flannel blanket. The flannel blanket.
The flannel blanket.
Good, good, much better. All right, thank you, Wellington.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. Let's go to V.
Yeah.
All right, V, please read from and his younger sister. Finish here. And come down to here where it says upstate New York, please.
Yeah. And his younger sister, Kelly, to his left. The only sound they heard was the gentle crash of the waves on the rocky shore. Kevin could just make out the lights of the cottages that sat on the opposite side of the lake, a couple miles away. He wondered if they were also bonfires that were flickering to their dark ends. Cayuga Lake, one of the biggest Finger Lakes in upstate New York.
Okay, very good. All right, let's go to biggest. Okay, connect this sound instead of biggest. Okay, connect that sound all the way through. Biggest.
Biggest.
Good. So, one of the biggest Finger Lakes.
One of the biggest Finger Lakes.
Okay, good. Let's go to bonfires. So our stress here is at the very beginning. Instead of bonfires, it's bonfires.
Bonfires.
Good. If they were also okay, he wondered if they were also bonfires that were flickering.
He wondered if there were also bonfires that were flickering.
Okay. Good. And your last one is the word only here at the beginning instead of only. Okay, it's only. Only.
Only.
Good. The only sound they heard.
The only sound they heard.
Good. All right, nice job. Thank you, V.
Thank you.
Good. All right, let's go to Sam.
Yes.
Okay, Sam, please read from isn't very wide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, finish here and come down to completing the feet, please.
Okay, sure. Isn't very wide, but stretches to almost 40 miles or 64 kilometers in length. Kevin always wanted to swim across since he thought he could manage a couple of miles, but he could only dream of swimming its length. He figured he would get too tired early on, even though he was a very strong swimmer. But as he stared at the fire, he fantasized about completing the feat.
Okay, good. Let's go to this word here. Fantasized. Fantasized.
Fantasized.
There you go.
Fantasized.
He fantasized about completing the feat.
He fantasized about completing the feat.
Okay, very good. Next up is stared. Stared. But as he stared at the fire.
But as he stared at the fire.
Okay, one more time instead of stared. Okay, take off that sound. It's as he stared. As he stared. But as he stared at the fire.
As he stared at the fire.
Okay.
At the
very
fire,
good.
yes.
Good. All right. We had the word very a couple times here. Each time you had said very. Okay. Give me a good R here. A very strong swimmer.
A very strong swimmer.
Good. And isn't very wide.
Isn't very wide.
Okay, almost. Instead of very, very. Isn't very wide.
Isn't very wide.
Okay, that's better. That's better. Okay, let's go to the word dream. Now here it sounded like you put a T at the beginning saying dream. All right, it's a vibrated sound. It's a voiced sound. So we're going to say dream.
Okay. Dream.
There you go. Not stream. Get the vibration in your throat.
Yes.
Dream.
Dream. Dream.
Good.
Dream.
He could only dream of swimming.
He could only dream of swimming.
Okay, good. Now give me a good only instead of only. Only. He could only dream of swimming.
He could only dream of swimming.
Okay, good. Up here we have the word always. Move your tongue to the front of your mouth instead of always. All. Always.
Always.
There you go.
Always.
That's the sound. That's great. So Kevin always wanted to swim across.
Kevin always wanted to swim across.
Okay, that's good. And let me check here. I think that's it. That's it. Good. All right, nice job. Thank you. Okay, next up is Marcus. Okay. Marcus, please read from climbing onto. And looks like we can. Okay, come down to here where it says Earth to Kevin, please.
Okay. Climbing onto the opposite shore, the massive crowd that had greeted the chair hang on. He would be wrapped up in a blanket like the one he was wearing now, and his photograph would be taken and put on the front page of the newspaper the next day with the headline, "Local boy swims the length of lake, no champion." Kevin, hello. To Kevin.
Okay, very good. Let's go to the word length. Okay, so the trick with this word, okay, the ENG is actually pronounced like an ANK. Okay, so the ENG is pronounced ANK like so. Right? So we say length.
Length.
Looks like my chat isn't working. Let me try it one more time. Okay, length, ENK, all right, so okay, so length. The length of the lake.
Length.
Now pronounce the TH at the very end. Okay, so the middle, so instead of saying length, okay, and pronouncing a voiced G, okay, switch it to an unvoiced K, and then now pronounce the TH at the end. Length.
Length.
There you go. Good. All right, so let's try this. The length of lake.
The length of lake.
Good job. Okay. Next up, we have the word photograph. So instead of photography, okay, it's photograph. Stress at the very beginning.
Okay. Photograph.
Good. All right. And his photograph would be taken.
And his photograph would be taken.
Okay. Instead of would.
Would.
There you go. And his photograph would be taken.
And his photograph would be taken.
Okay. Good. Next up is wrapped. Right here, instead of rapid, okay, it's wrapped.
Wrapped.
Good. He would be wrapped up in a blanket.
He would be wrapped up in the blanket.
Okay, in a blanket instead of in the blanket, in a blanket. So he would be wrapped up in a blanket.
He would be wrapped in a blanket.
Okay, that's pretty good. Let's try wrapped one more time instead of rapid. Wrapped.
Wrapped.
Good, good. All right, next is our last one. Okay, this is an O plus an R, so it's shore. Shore.
Shore.
There you go. Good R sound. One more time. Shore.
Shore.
Good. Climbing onto the opposite shore.
Climbing onto the opposite shore.
Good job. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mister.
No problem. Next up is Hogan.
Okay.
Okay, Hogan, please continue from Kevin snapped. Okay, finish here. All right, let's come all the way down to the bottom of the page, down to close, please.
Okay. Kevin snapped his head up. His grandfather had been calling his name, but he had been too busy daydreaming to hear him. "What are you thinking about over there?" Grandpa Joe asked. "Oh, nothing," Kevin mumbled, still smiling to himself. Maybe one day he would live the dream. "Okay, well, it's time for a story," his grandfather said. "So gather around, close."
Okay, all right, very good. Let's go to gather. Okay, working on a good TH sound here. Instead of gather, gather.
Gather.
There you go. So gather round close.
So gather around close.
Okay, good. Next up is the word Kevin. The name. Give me a good V sound here. Kevin.
Kevin.
Great. Okay. Oh, nothing. Kevin mumbled.
Oh, nothing, Kevin mumbled.
Okay, good. Next is called. Okay, working on or calling, I believe. It's either called or calling. I wrote down
yes.
called.
Yeah, I called and I changed it calling.
Yeah, so calling instead of calling, open your mouth up. Calling.
Calling.
Good. Had been calling his name.
Had been calling his name.
Okay, much better. And your last one is grandfather. Give me a good TH here. Instead of grandfather, grandfather.
Grandfather.
Good. One more time. Grandfather.
Grandfather.
Good. All right, nice job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up is Armin. Please continue from Kevin and Callie. Okay, finish this paragraph and let's have you read down to night like this, right at this comma, please.
Okay, chat. Kevin and Callie glanced at each other and rolled their eyes. Grandpa Joe always had crazy stories to tell around the bonfire, stories that were too far-fetched to believe. But the two siblings each grabbed a long stick, stuck marshmallows on their ends, started to roast them over the fire, and waited for their grandfather to begin. More than a century ago, my grandfather was out fishing on a night like this.
Okay, very good. Now, Armin, it sounds like you have some training in British English. Is that right?
Yes, it's all right. I have studied in a British Institute.
Okay, all right. So, do you want to keep your British pronunciation of your R's?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah.
Okay. All right, let's take a look at some words then. First up, we have the word marshmallows. Marshmallows.
Marshmallows.
Okay, so stuck marshmallows on their ends.
Stuck marshmallows on their ends.
Okay, good. Next up is grabbed. Okay, so instead of gray, if this was gray, we would not have a double B. We have a double consonant, okay, and an ed ending. The vowel here is not a long sound, so this is going to be the short. So this is grabbed.
Okay, grabbed.
Okay, so each grabbed a long stick.
Each grabbed a long stick.
Okay, good. Next up is fetched. Ed ending. Instead of fetched, fetched.
Okay, fetched.
Good. We're too far-fetched to believe.
We're too far-fetched to believe.
Okay, nice. Next up is the word bonfire. The stress is at the very beginning. Instead of bonfire, it's bonfire.
Bonfire.
Good. So, to tell around the bonfire.
To tell around the bonfire.
Okay. Next up is grandpa. Okay, give me a good R here. So usually with British English, your R's at the end is going to be more like an bonfire. Okay, but your R's within your word need to be R's instead of an oo. So here you said grandpa. Okay, instead of grandpa, it's grandpa.
Okay, grandpa.
Almost. So you're pronouncing an oo. You're saying guam instead of goo. So take off the rest of the word. I just want you to pronounce a gr. So copy this. I want you to say grr.
Okay, grr.
There you go. Okay, hold the R, and then we're going to finish it. It's going to sound like this. Grandpa.
Grandpa.
Ah, do you feel that? You're saying goo. Okay, so hold the R for just a bit longer. Go back to that GR sound. So it's grandpa.
Grandpa.
There you go. Hold the R longer. Okay, so what you're doing by doing this exercise, you're strengthening that R sound. Okay, so one more time. It's grandpa.
Grandpa.
That's better. That's better. So watch out for that GR. Most of your R's sound really good when you're pronouncing them, but when it's following a consonant like a B or a G or a P, that's when it's going to come out like poo or boo or goo. Okay? Because it's easier to say that than to pronounce an R. Okay? So watch those sounds. Okay?
Okay.
Next one here is rolled instead of rolled. Ed ending. Okay? Yeah. This is rolled.
Rolled.
There you go. And rolled their eyes.
And rolled their eyes.
Okay, good. And last one here is glanced. Instead of, well, I guess you can say glanced. Okay, more of an ah sound here, so glanced.
Okay, glanced.
Good. So Kevin and Callie glanced at each other.
Kevin and Callie glanced at each other.
Okay, good. Thank you. Nice job.
Thank you, Chad.
No problem. Good. Let's go to, let's see, where am I at? Anatoly?
Okay.
All right. Anatoly, let's have you read from Grandpa Joe. Finish here. and come down to here where it says on their way home, please.
Okay. Grandpa Joe said in a hushed voice. No one was out on the lake, and his was the only boat in sight. He and his buddy stayed out for a while, but then left because the fish weren't bitten. Kevin smashed his marshmallow between two graham crackers and a piece of chocolate. He took a messy bite, and Grandpa Joe continued, "Oh, their way home."
Okay, good. All right, let's try this instead of oh, their way home. On their way home.
On their way home.
Okay, now open your mouth up just a bit more instead of saying on their on their way home.
On their way home.
Good. Next up is the word gram. Okay, so this is strange because yes, we have that H there in the middle, so instead of saying graham, it's only gram. Okay, graham crackers.
Graham crackers.
Good. Now, give me a good GR. Your CR is pretty good. You're saying crackers, but instead of saying gram, gram. 2 graham crackers.
2 graham crackers.
Okay, almost. Let's pronounce a good GR. I want you to copy me here. It is grr.
Grr.
There you go. Hold the R. So we're going to say gram.
Gram.
Good. One more time. Gram.
Gram.
Okay, focus on that R. Don't jump ahead of yourself, okay? Okay, so you're going to do a quick G, hold the R. Okay, so it's gram.
Gram.
Good. All right, let's try the word. We're going to say 2 graham crackers.
2 graham crackers.
Okay, that's better. The G is turning more into a grr. Okay, so a throttled voice. Okay, or like a vibration in the back, but it's okay. I can still tell what you're saying here. Okay. All right, let's go to weren't biting. Weren't biting.
Weren't biting.
Okay. Now with this T, we still need to pronounce it. So we're not going to pronounce a swallowed T, saying biting. So it's biting. Weren't biting.
Weren't biting.
There you go. Good job. Next up is the word because. So here, instead of because, it's because.
Because.
Good, good. Then left because the fish weren't biting.
Then left because the fish weren't biting.
Biting. Pronounce that T instead of
biting. Yeah, yes.
One more time. Then left because the fish weren't biting.
Then left because the fish weren't biting.
Good, good. Next is hushed. Here instead of hushed, okay, ed ending, hushed with the T.
Hushed.
Good. In a hushed voice.
A hushed voice.
Okay, very nice. And your last one here is grandpa. Give me a good GR. Instead of grandpa, grandpa.
Grandpa.
Okay, that's better. One more time. Grandpa.
Grandpa.
All right, good. Nice job, Anatoly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up is Amparo.
Okay.
Okay, Amparo, please read from they drove down to gooey marshmallows.
They drove to Lakeshore Drive so they could see the lake in full view from up high. My grandpa said that he noticed something dark in the water. It looked like a log bag, but it was almost too big to be a piece of driftwood. He kept his eyes on it for a while, and eventually he paused for effect. It moved. Callie let out a gasp. Her mouth and fingers were sticky from the gooey marshmallows.
Okay, nice job, nice job. All right, let's work on intonation at the end of this sentence. Instead of saying from the gooey marshmallows, okay, we're gonna come down from the gooey marshmallows.
From the gooey marshmallows.
Good, good. Okay. And next up is hold on, where are you at? Okay, it. Okay, so here you stressed upwards. You said he kept his eye on it. Okay, so stay down. He kept his eye on it for a while.
He kept his eye on it for a while.
There we go. Good. Okay. Let's go to the DR sound as well as the I. So instead of saying driftwood. Now, you can pronounce this T if you want to, but you don't have to. You can pronounce the F to the U, driftwood, and that's all right.
Driftwood.
There you go. Good. So, too big to be a piece of driftwood.
Too big to be a piece of driftwood.
Okay. Give me a good DR instead of driftwood. Okay. Good. And your last one here, you did well here at the very beginning. We had a lot of THDR, DR. Yeah, and so you were concentrating. They sounded pretty good. They sounded all right. Okay, but I need this M to jump out instead of saying an N like Nancy. Okay, give me an M like mom. Okay, so from up high.
From up high.
Good. So they could see the lake in full view from up high.
So they could see the lake in full view from up high.
There you go. That's the M. Good. All right. Nice job, Amparo. Thank you. Okay. Next up is Ken.
Yes.
All right, Ken, please read from Kevin Laughed. Finish here. And all right, that should do it. That should be 4. So down to said Grandpa Joe.
Okay. Kevin laughed and then he asked, "Come on, are you saying that there's some Cayuga Lake monster out there? It's all greeny." Grandpa Joe exclaimed. "Check the old papers in the early 1900s. The Ithaca Journal reporters wouldn't even go near the lake for fear of being snatched up by the monster. Were there other sightings?" Kyle asked. "Sure, there were," said Grandpa Joe.
Okay, nice job this time around. Very good job. All right, let's go to the name here. Callie. Callie asked.
Callie asked.
Good. Nice job with sightings. Let's go to this first word here. This is were. Were there.
Were there.
Good. Were there other sightings?
Were there other sightings?
Good. Much better. And you only had one other one, and it has to do with words that end with A. So I've noticed that sometimes, and it may have just been because of British influence or whatnot with some of the teachers there in Japan, okay? But a lot of times they teach that A sound at the end or the schwa sound at the end as an R, okay? And so, like, for example, the word idea, okay, sometimes people pronounce it as idea, okay, or media as meteor. Okay, a meteor is a completely different thing. It's something that falls out of the sky. Okay, and so this word, for example, instead of Ithaca, it's an sound. Ithaca.
Ithaca.
There you go. Good, good. Okay, so we're going to try this. We're going to say the Ithaca Journal Reporters.
The Ithaca Journal Reporters.
There you go. One more time. The Ithaca Journal Reporters.
The Ithaca Journal Reporters.
Good, good. Yeah. So watch out for that every time you're speaking, or sorry, not every time, but when you are speaking or reading. Watch out for those words that end with an a or that schwa sound at the end. Okay, because you tend to pronounce it as an r. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good. Thank you. Okay. Good. Next up is let's come back to the top here with Wellington.
Hi.
All right. Hi, Wellington. All right. Please continue from in the 1970s here, and let's stop at jaw dropped, please.
Okay. In the 1970s, a kid claimed that he was bitten by all green, and a buster said that he and his friends spotted something they thought was a huge log, but then it dived beneath the surface of the water. "Whoa!" Kelly exclaimed. His eyes had grown twice in size, and his jaw dropped.
Okay. Let's try that ed ending instead of dropped. Okay. Ed ending here is a T sound, so instead of dropped, the word is dropped.
Dropped.
Good. Her jaw dropped.
Her jaw dropped.
Good. Next here, remember these E's at the end of words in English are usually silent. So instead of sizey, it's size. Okay? Instead of twicey, it's twice.
Twice.
Okay, so her eyes had grown twice in size.
Her eyes had grown twice in size.
Good. Next up is exclaimed, ed ending, exclaimed.
Exclaimed.
Okay, almost. You're pronouncing this E. You're saying exclaimed. Okay, take out that E sound. The word is exclaimed.
Exclaimed.
Okay, so wow, Callie exclaimed.
Wow, Callie exclaimed.
Almost, and not exclaim mid, but exclaimed. Exclaimed.
Exclaimed. Okay.
There you go. Wow, Callie exclaimed.
Wow, Kelly exclaimed.
Okay, all right, keep working on it. You missed it that last time. Sometimes you get it, but you have to control your vocal cords in between that M and the D.
Claimed.
Okay? Yeah, so we can't pronounce that E. Okay, it's not how it's pronounced. Okay? Let's go to the word huge. Right here, instead of hug, okay, the word is huge.
Huge.
Good. Huge log.
Huge log.
Good. Let's go to the word thought. Okay, TH sound instead of fought. Fought is past tense of fighting, to fight. Okay, this is thought with a TH. Use your tongue and your teeth. Thought.
Sorry. Thoughts.
Okay, yeah, you're almost there. You're almost there. So this is what it looks like. Okay? So I'm not biting down. I'm not putting pressure and going like I'm hurting it. Okay? It's just lightly between the teeth. Thought.
Thoughts.
So when you're doing it, your tongue is coming too far up, too far to the top of your mouth. You're saying tot, tot. Okay? Keep it straight. So it's like this. I'm not arching it and touching the top of my mouth. I'm not arching it. It's straight. Thought.
Thought.
Almost. Okay. So with that TH, what you have to work on, the top of your tongue, okay, cannot be arched and touching the top of your mouth. Okay? Nor can it be flat against the back of your teeth. So your teeth that are hanging down at the top, it can't be like this. It has to be straight, sticking through your teeth, then it slides back in. Okay? It's not going to come back up like this or anything like that. Okay? It's straight. So you need to practice the first position, which is this one.
Okay.
If it's straight and you don't feel the top of your mouth, you're in the right position. Then you just blow and bring your tongue back in. That's how you pronounce it. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, very good. Thank you, Wellington. Let's go to V.
Yeah.
All right, V. Whoops. Okay, let's have you read from dropped. Okay, so from Kevin towards the end. So let's have you finish the story, and then I'll have you read a bit more on the next story.
Yeah. Kevin giggles at the thought of her believing in these lake monster stories, but as he looked out over the water, he wondered if something strange was out there hiding in the deep.
Okay, all right, let's connect these sounds instead of giggled. Okay,
Giggled.
Connect it all. Giggled. So you should feel a vibration the whole time. It should not stop. Okay, so instead of giggled, it's giggled.
Giggled.
Okay, so I want you to sing the word to me. Giggled. So the whole time, okay,
Yeah.
the whole time you should have a vibration right here. Okay, so when you're doing it, touch your throat here. Giggled.
Giggled.
Okay, so you feel that you're stopping, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
my breath is sometimes short, so I cannot last. Not
So
last.
yeah, that's what you need to work on. It's not necessarily because of the air. It's because of your native language. Okay, your native language does that. It's okay, and it's very short bursts. Okay, and so when you have those sounds that are similar to maybe something you might say or some sort of sounds in your native language, that's forcing you to pronounce that word like that. And so you have to work on connecting the vowel to the next consonant, and that's how you do that, by connecting it, by singing it. Okay, and I'm not saying like whoa, anything like that, but like giggled, and focusing on keeping the vibration between the vowel and the G, or so the I and the G. So it's giggled. Okay, and so pushing on your vocal cords. Okay, try that one more time, and then we'll read our next line, because that's the only one that you had. Everything else was great. Okay? So it's giggled.
Giggled.
That's better. That's better. Okay, connect the I and the G one last time. Giggled.
Giggled.
That's good. Okay, giggled.
Giggled.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, let's go to our next story. Give me 1 second here. Let me grab it. And it's this one. There we go. Okay, there's the story. And let's see if it comes through. Doesn't look like my Verbling chat is working, so I put it in the Google chat, you guys. Okay, so all right, let's have you continue then. Okay, and read this very first line. Okay, so from Violet down to 10 years old, please.
Violet had always worn glasses for as long as she could remember, being 10 years old.
Okay, very good. All right, nice connection here. Let's work on this one more time, okay? So, for as long as she could remember.
For as long as she could remember.
There you go. Give me an sound instead of could. For as long as she could remember.
For as long as she could remember.
Okay, good. All right, nice job. Nice job. Thank you. All right, let's continue. Sam, you're next.
Yes.
Please read from It Was Possible. And down to here where it says homework in study hall, please.
Okay. It was possible she'd been wearing them for 10 years. Maybe she was born with glasses. Violet couldn't see things that were far away from her, but she also had trouble reading. Her eyesight was very poor. Sometimes while she was doing her homework in study hall,
Okay, good. Let's go to in study hall. Okay, so instead of in a study, take off the eh.
Okay.
It's in
Uh-huh.
study hall.
In study hall.
Good, much better with your L as well. All right, let's work on the L here instead of while. While.
While. While.
Yeah, so it's what I would call the L vowel. While. While.
Okay. While.
Good.
While.
While she was doing her homework.
Okay. While she was doing her homework.
Good. All right, let's practice the R here in very, okay? Instead of very,
Yeah.
very.
Very.
Good. Was very poor.
Was very poor.
Okay. All right, let's go to the name here. Instead of Violet, Violet.
Violet.
Yeah, good, good. I know that's hard. Okay? So let's try this. We're going to say Violet couldn't see.
Violet couldn't see.
Good job. Good job. All right. And your last one is she'd. Okay, long E sound here instead of shid. Okay, E. She'd.
Okay, she'd.
Good.
She'd.
It was possible she'd been wearing them.
Okay. It was possible she'd been wearing them.
Okay, good. Nice job. Thank you. Okay, next up is Hogan.
Yes, yeah, I'm here.
All right, Hogan, please continue from her glasses down to stretched out, please.
Okay. Her glasses would slide down to the tip of her nose. Once they even fell off her face and landed on the floor. Violet, what's going on? Her teacher, Mrs. Shellsworth, asked when she saw Violet crawling on the floor, once with her hands stretched out.
Okay, very good. All right, so biggest one here is the word her. Okay, make sure that you're pronouncing the R sound at the end of the word instead of saying ha teacher. Ha, it's her teacher.
Her teacher.
Good. So, Violet, what's going on? Her teacher.
Violet, what's going on? Her teacher.
There you go. Okay, with her hands stretched out.
With her hands stretched out.
Good. All right, now we're going to combine these two together. So make sure you're saying off instead of oof. Okay, give me that vowel. Off.
Off.
Good. They even fell off her face.
They even fell off they even fell off her face.
Uh-huh. Not her face, her. Give me that R. They even fell off her face.
They even fell off her face.
Good. One last time. They even fell off her face.
They even fell off her face.
Good. Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one. Pronouncing that R vowel at the end instead of saying ha, her. Okay? Good, good. Now you can do it. You just have to concentrate on it. It's hard to remember that one. Okay? Good job. Good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Gio.
Yes.
Hi, Gio. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing well. Thank you.
Good. Gio, where are you from?
From Georgia.
From Georgia. Okay, great to have you here. Let me have you continue from I can't find down to broken, please.
Okay. I can find my glasses, replied Violet shyly. The rest of the students looked up from their books and started to laugh. When Violet found the brown specks behind her desk, she quickly put them back on her face. But they wouldn't stay on. They were broken.
Okay, nice job. Nice job. Okay, let's go to the W sound here instead of they were. They were broken.
They were broken.
Okay. All right. So you don't want a vibration in your lips. There's a vibration in your throat. Okay, ooh, but we don't want to say they. So when you're pronouncing that ooh, your teeth cannot touch your lips. Okay, so when you're pronouncing that ooh, okay, your lips are pulling back tight. They're going like this. Instead of it's ooh, ooh. Make it come off your mouth a little bit or off your face. Ooh. Instead of ooh. Look at the difference. Okay, when you're saying the V sound, they're tight. They're still together like this, but they're tight against your lips. Okay, and that's how you get that V sound. Okay, so to avoid that, think out. Push your lips out away from your mouth. Ooh. Okay, so let me have you try that. I just want you to say ooh.
Ooh.
Good. Now we're
Ooh.
going to slide it into Were.
Were.
There you go. That's the word. Okay, so the ooh is quick, and we jump to the R. Were.
Were.
Good. They were.
They were.
Good. That's how you pronounce it. Okay, so let's try it in the sentence. Okay, so it is, they were broken.
They were broken.
Perfect. Great job. Great job. Good. Let's go to laughed. Okay, this is an ah sound, so instead of laugh, okay, this is laugh.
Laugh.
Good. And started to laugh.
And started to laugh.
Great job. And our last one is the TH sound. Instead of the rest of the students, okay, give me a TH. The rest of the students.
The rest of the students.
Great job. Good. One more time. The rest of the students.
The rest of the students.
Great job, Gio. Thank you. Good. Excellent.
Thank you.
All right. Let's continue with Armin. Okay, Armin, please continue from not wanting. And finish up here where it says mother was a doctor, please. Armin, are you there? Uh-oh, I can't hear you, buddy. Okay, yeah, check your mic out. I can come back to you if you're able to get it fixed, okay? Because I can't hear you right now. Let's go to Anatoly. Anatoly, let's have you read from not wanting down to doctor, please.
Okay. Not wanting to draw any more attention to herself, Violet held her glasses onto her face with her index finger and pretended to read. That night, she told her mother what had happened. "We are going to have to get you new glasses," she said sternly. Violet's mother was a doctor.
Okay, so Anatoly, good job here. Overall, your consonants were really good. Okay, we had one with her. You had said her mother. So let's work on that. But then I'm going to work on you with something else really quick here. Okay, so let's try this. She told her mother. Give me a good H sound instead of her.
She told her mother.
There you go. Good. Okay, now what I want you to do is to open your mouth. Okay, because when you're speaking and reading, okay, so let's take this first part, for example. You're saying, not wanting to draw any more attention to herself. I can't do it very well. I can't copy your.
Okay.
It's very, very hard. But when you're saying that, you're saying not wanting to, okay, your mouth is really closed. Open it. Not wanting. Not wanting. Drop your jaw. Open it all out. Okay, we can't see you, so we can't laugh at you. Okay? You can laugh at me if you want. Okay, but open it up. Open up the mouth. Okay? So let's come back here. Okay, so let's try just this first line. Not wanting to draw any more attention to herself. Nice and wide. Open it up. Go for it.
Okay. Not wanting to draw any more attention to herself.
Good, good. Now, you think that you're opening it? Open it wider. Okay, try it one more time and go, man, wider. I can't go any wider. Try it, even wider. Not wanting to draw any more attention to herself. Open it.
Okay. Not wanting to draw any more attention to herself.
There you go. That's better. That sounds a lot better. Okay, so when you're speaking and reading, and it may be a confidence issue. You don't feel confident enough in what you're saying, and so you want to keep it very quiet. Okay, and you keep your mouth kind of closed. Okay, it also could be the way that you speak in your native language. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, but the one thing is for sure, you need to open your mouth wider when you're speaking in English. Okay, after you do that, saying words like to and draw and more, using your lips to create those sounds, that's going to be much easier for you, and you'll have a better accent. But mechanically, your consonants were okay. Opening your mouth will help you with the vowels. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go to Amparo. All right. Amparo, please read from "And she worked long hours" down to "weekends," please.
And she worked long hours. When she came home, she was often too tired to do much of anything other than watch television with Violet. Her father didn't live with her. He'd moved out of the house when Violet was just a little girl. She visited her father on weekends.
Okay, very good. All right, so let's try this. Moved out. Connect this this D with the word out. Moved out.
Okay. Moved out.
Good. He'd moved out of the house.
He'd moved out of the house.
Okay, that's better. Okay. This word here, instead of leave, live. Her father didn't live with her.
Her father didn't live with her.
Okay. All right, so instead of didn't, okay, move your tongue back. Didn't. Give me a good D's. Her father didn't live with her.
Her father didn't live with her.
There you go. That's the D sound. Good. All right. And the last one here, your THs were good on anything and other, and then you said Dan. Okay? All right. So anything other than watch television.
Anything other than watch television.
There you go. Okay. You caught yourself. Okay. One more time. Anything other than watch television.
Anything other than watch television.
Good, much better, much better. Okay, all right, you guys. Unfortunately, we are out of time. Okay, thank you guys for coming in. It was great having you here. Yeah, stay tuned next week. We'll see if I can do some more reading classes like this week. Okay. All right, everyone.
Teacher.
Thanks for coming. We'll see
Thank
you.
you very much.
Bye, guys.
Bye.